Call this work session of Greenville City Council order. Let the record reflect it's about 4:41. Sorry we're a little late today. We're going into executive session. We'll be back at 6 o'clock. Thank you for being here. I'll call this meeting, the Greenville regular session of the Greenville City Council, to order, and let the record reflect it's about 6:04. I'd like for you to stand for the invocation given by Minister Jimmy Hyde, the Creekside Church of Christ.
Let's pray together. Father in heaven, we come before you today grateful for the city of Greenville. Thank you for the blessings you have poured out on our community, its families, its schools, its churches and businesses, and many people who work each day to make it a great place to live. Lord, we recognize that every good gift comes from you. You have given us opportunities for growth, a spirit of service, and our neighbors who care for one another. We ask you to continue to watch over our city, protect it, and guide it. We lift up the city council and all those who serve in leadership here. Grant them wisdom that comes from you, wisdom that is pure, peaceable, and full of mercy. Help them to see the big picture of what is best for Greenville, not just for today, but for the future generations. Give each city leader a heart that desires you and your ways. Bless them with integrity, courage, and a growing desire to meet the needs of all of our citizens. We pray also for the people of Greenville, from the oldest to the youngest, for those who are thriving and for those who are struggling. Provide for those who are in need, comfort for the hurting, strengthen our families, and bless our first responders, teachers, healthcare workers, and all who serve here in our great city. Help us to be a people known for justice, compassion, and unity. Lord, bless our neighborhoods with safety, our streets in peace, our workplaces with honesty, and our homes with love. May Greenville be a place where your light shines through the actions and attitudes of her people. Bless this meeting tonight, and we ask all of this in the holy name of your Son, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. We have a couple of presentations tonight. I'd like to ask the American Legion to come forward.
Thank you, Mayor Ransom, Mayor Pro Tem Goss, and Town Council. My name is Gene Toohey, and I am the Post Commander of the American Legion Oklahoma Morgan Post 17 of Greenville. Thank you for this opportunity to address the Town Council. The American Legion Oklahoma Morgan of Greenville's Post 17 is here to present a resolution commendation of Americanism to the city of Greenville. Before I read that, I would like to recognize a few Legionnaires here with me tonight and give a brief update on how the American Legion is making an impact on the community of Greenville and Hunt County. To my left is our first Vice Commander, James Owsley. Beside him is Carl Kaplinger, our adjutant. Next to him is my father, Don Toohey, who is a almost 90-year-old and Korea War veteran. In the back we have, where's Bob Jordan, a finance officer, and you all know Terry Thomas, past Mayor Pro Tem, is also a member of the American Legion. Also in attendance is our American Legion Auxiliary, past president, my wife, Marie Brock Toohey, and she is currently the State Americanism Chairwoman. We brought with us this evening an award that Post 17 received this summer at the annual state convention. It's called the Guzman Cup, and our first Vice Commander has it here. It recognizes the #1 top American post within the state of Texas for contributions to the local community. American Legion Post 17 has been second place in 5 years in the past 10 years, and this year we finally got to be #1. We're very, very important to that, because what that meant is we had documented over 14,000 community hours and donated $62,000 in donations to help veterans, invest in children and youth programs, and in community support in the future leadership of this great nation. In order to receive this award, our post had to compete with other posts across the state. There are 467 of them that have membership in excess of 500, 750, and even 1,200 members, and we are just a measly post of 230. Over the past 10 years, Post 17 has donated well over $250,000 back to the community of Greenville, Texas, and Hunt County. We have supported numerous youth activities from high schools from Greenville, Lone Oak, Commerce, Campbell, Bowles, and Royce City. This year we have a Greenville High School graduate named Aiden Lewis. He is currently a freshman at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis who benefited from American Legion programs programs like Texas Boys State. Some of the other programs that we sponsor are Girls State, American Legion Baseball, Scouting, LEDCOM, Greenville High School Drama, NJROTC, Toys for Kids, which we will do this Saturday, where we will and have benefited 90 families that consist of CASA, foster, Legion families, and other public family members within Greenville. So at this time, it is our pleasure as veterans and our support dependent bodies to read a resolution, Commendation of Americanism to the City of Greenville, Texas, presented by American Legion Othel Morgan, Post 17, Greenville, of the Department of Texas. Whereas the American Legion was founded on March 15, 1919 on 4 pillars: Veterans Affairs and Rehabilitation, National Security, Americanism, and Children and Youth. And whereas the flying and display of the American flag falls under Pillar 3, Americanism. And whereas the American Legion and the United States Flag Code have a shared history where the American Legion played the leading role in the code's creation during the first National Flag Conference, June 14, 1923, which drafted the initial Code of Flag Etiquette. And whereas representatives from over 69 organizations met at this conference to create a standard set for rules for flag etiquette. And whereas the American Legion published and distributed and drafted the code nationwide after the conference, and whereas the United States Congress adopted the code as federal law, officially becoming Public Law 77-623 on June 22, 1942. And whereas the City of Greenville, Texas has erected and dedicated an 80-foot by 50-foot American flag on March 18, 2025, which flies proudly and predominantly 190 feet in the air at the intersection of Interstate 30 and Wesley Street for all citizens to be reminded of their rights, responsibilities, and duties of citizenship. And whereas the American flag also serves as a reminder of citizens to instill a sense of obligation to the community, state, and nation, and to preserve and pass on the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the American Legion, Othel Morgan, Post 17 of Greenville, that the veterans of the American Legion commend the City of Greenville and the Greenville Board of Development for their support of Americanism with its display of the giant American flag, and be it further resolved that this resolution be presented to the City of Greenville Town Council for all to bear witness of their commendation of Americanism. Signed, Gene Toohey, Commander, Carl Kaplinger, Adjutant. Mayor?
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're also very proud of the American flag. We have a lot of veterans in this community, as you know, and we're a very patriotic community. And so we're very honored by your comments. I wish I'd have had some of them earlier on Facebook. I could have responded a little better sometime. But anyway, thank you very much, and we appreciate you being here tonight.
All right, and one of the last things I'd like to do is I'd like to present you and the town place representatives a challenge coin for the American Legion, thanking you for that. It's a symbol of token that military veterans pass on when situations of significance have impacted our community, state, and nation. So thank you, Mayor.
We're very honored to have that also.
And then if I could get the other 6 representatives, 6 place members, is it okay to approach?
Sure, absolutely.
All right. Thank you, sir. That's China's shaking. Mayor Pro Tem. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
And we'd like to get a picture of all this. And, perhaps I don't know if we could all get up here and
Sure.
take a picture with the entire council and
Okay.
that. I don't know if we can do that. Kind of maybe get everybody together.
Yeah, if you want to stand up.
Bob and Terry, you guys want to come up here?
We fit all that in. Did we get all the council members in the picture?
You just have to move closer.
Okay.
They're not good.
Okay.
Did I jump in front of you?
Daniel, you gonna get one? I'm too close.
Get out of the way.
Desk away. I just noticed the desk got taken away.
I think you should have got your picture now, too. You just as important as we are.
Well, hey, I have a
More.
proclamation. Kiwanis Club. So I could get Kiwanis Club members. Yes, I'm sorry. I don't think this is locked down.
It is actually.
It is?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
Okay. Thank you for being here tonight. We certainly appreciate it.
Hello, sir.
Hello. How are y'all?
Good, sir.
Good to see you. Being here tonight.
Yes, sir, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, y'all. Okay, we have a proclamation. Terry, you gonna come up? Or you just gonna take pictures? Okay. Okay, we have a proclamation to recognize your 80th anniversary. Whereas the Greenville Noon Kiwanis Club was founded in September 27th of 1945, and for 80 years has exemplified unwavering spirit of service, fellowship, and leadership within the Greenville community. And whereas the Kiwanis mission of serving children of the world has been faithfully carried out by the Greenville Noon Kiwanis Club throughout countless programs, initiatives, acts of generosity, and that have encircled the lives of children and families throughout Greenville and Hunt County. Whereas for 8 decades, the members of Greenville Noon Kiwanis Club have demonstrated steadfast commitment to strengthening our community through service projects and partnerships that uplift and support the next generation. Whereas Kiwanis members dedicate their time, talents, and resources to advancing Kiwanis Club causes of health and nutrition, education and literacy, and youth leadership development, a continuum of impact that helps young people grow, succeed, and contribute to the well-being of their community from childhood until adulthood. Whereas the Greenville Noon Kiwanis Club has made lasting positive impact on our city through leadership, compassion, and dedication to bettering the lives of others. Now therefore, I, Jerry Ransom, Mayor, on behalf of the Greenville City Council, do hereby recognize and celebrate the 80th anniversary of the Greenville Noon Kiwanis Club and encourage all citizens to join me in honoring their outstanding contributions to Greenville and Hunt County. And I know you've made a lot of contributions over the years, so thank you very much and congratulations. Would anybody like to talk a little bit about this?
Everybody's gonna look back at me.
I think this mic is,
All right. I've been in Kiwanis many, many years and in different cities, different clubs, and it's a wonderful, wonderful worldwide organization, and children are our main focus. 80 years here, and we're still going strong and trying to continue to build and be a major factor. So we appreciate this very much and appreciate the City of Greenville.
okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We appreciate you being here and all that you do. So, anyway. Okay, and I'll present this to John. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you all very much. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank
Can we get a couple of pictures?
you. Yeah, we can, yeah.
Middle. Thank you, sir.
Being here tonight. We appreciate it very much. Thank you. Thank you for your comments also.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Look like a picture. Picture.
Okay, now this is gonna reach out to you. James, did you finish your hat?
Okay. I will now call your attention to 2 items on the agenda. Citizens to be heard and public testimony. Citizens that are to be heard are invited to address the council on topics not already scheduled for public hearing or listed on the agenda. Public testimony occurs when citizens are invited to address the council on topics already on the agenda, and tonight that will start with ordinances, item 7A. There are no public hearings, so if you'd like to address the council on any of these issues, please present a citizen's comment card to the city secretary. Are there citizens? Okay,
Louisa Bryant.
okay. And you'll have 3 minutes in citizens to address the council. Please state your name and your address. Thank you.
Louise LeBryant, 5015 Joe Ramsey Boulevard, 1025, Greenville, 75401. It's fast. You have the documents that I left, okay.
If you
If
can,
the
please speak in the
council,
microphone so we can.
I'm sorry, I can't
I know it's difficult.
read and,
Yeah.
thank you, dear. God bless. Okay, if the council members would please examine those copies of the two dissimilar official incident reports, you will find that they have the same identical case numbers, but the pre-printed demographics, which I have highlighted for your attention, have been altered. These alterations could be a significant procedural error or indicate fraudulent activity. Altering a document is a crime and often considered a form of forgery. I believe that these allegations that I make deserve the attention and the serious scrutiny of the proper governing agencies. As I have testified in my previous appearances before the council, I have attempted to file a complaint with the Office of the Attorney General as instructed. But after checking with the Open Records Division, the OAG, we're told that the Open Records Division had no record of any incident reports with the case numbers identified on my copies. So therefore, they could not accept my complaint or assist me in any way. But based on my allegations that the police department and the city officials insisting there was no record of any incident report, the OAG referred me to the county district attorney, and I did as I was instructed. But the personnel at the district attorney's office informed me they could not help me. But they did. I was referred back to the police department. But my communications with the personnel at the police department, I must say, was unsuccessful with no show of intelligibility. My appearance here tonight, this is it, is with hope that someone in authority that can bring some clarity to this issue of a supposedly non-existent incident report, which I believe I have shown you to be a false assumption. You see in front of you the incident reports. But I cannot get it, and I have been refused. We went into it. I don't want to go into my last meeting with you where my appearance at the police station would be was threatened. Anyway, I wish, please, there's your evidence. You see the incidents reports, but nobody in the city can find it, and the Attorney General cannot help me. They can only refer me, and I'm tired of being referred. Please, just someone here can suggest someone that can settle this.
Okay,
And find,
we're not allowed to.
I know.
You know.
I know you can't comment. I'm
Mayor, we are allowed to ask questions. Could you summarize for us what is the actual issue here?
yes, I did on my last two appearances on the 3 minutes of presentation.
I remember, but I don't remember what the issue was.
I cannot get, because I felt that they were fraudulent, I wanted a complete and honest incident report.
So the issue is just that it's missing information? Is that what you're saying?
I got those, but looking at them, you can see they're not good. They're not any good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But, please believe me. You know my age, so please have
Yes.
pity on me. Empathy. So excuse me. And what I cannot get now, not only those fraudulent ones, but I can't get an honest one because the Attorney General's office, we don't have any record, Ms. Bryan. We can't take your complaint and we can't help you. I mean, it's like a black hole. I can't get out of it. I've been here 3 times, but you see it. So I said, okay, I'm going in and I'm going to bring the incident report. Those are incident reports. But nobody in the city or the police department, I've been told to my face, there is no incident report.
Well, let me just suggest.
I'm sorry, Italian. I'm sorry. I get him.
Suggest that we will take your comments under advisement, and someone will contact you from our city attorney's office in the next several days.
I thank you. You
Is
have
that okay?
tried.
Within the next week, is that okay?
Yes, anything. Like I said, I understand.
Our city attorney's very busy, and we will reach out to you.
I would like to say that every individual has been, I have received, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but no results. We can't help you, refer me.
We'll try to get you an answer.
Okay, thank you so very much for your attention and
It'll be the
the
answer
individuals
you
that.
want, but it will be an answer.
Okay, that's
Okay.
all I ask, and
Okay.
thank you, good night, and God bless.
Thank you for being here tonight.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, are there other citizens? Okay, then at this point, we'll move to ordinances, item 7A. Consideration and action on ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute an extension of the payment in lieu of taxes pilot agreement with GEUS. Summer?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Just to inform you, this would be an extension of the current agreement. So the current term began on January 1st of 2021 for a term of 5 years. What that included was a pilot payment from JUICE for the electric side, which is determined by applying the adopted tax rate to the net book value, which Ben, our new finance director, just gave to me, which was about $82 million. So their payment is up to about, with our current tax rate, would be up to almost about $500,000. So that changes obviously with their net book value. There's some, any kind of changes in their net book value over 5% would require us to look at it again as the no new revenue rate, things like that. So all of that would continue from the current agreement for the next 5 years. So we're just asking to extend the current agreement for the next 5 years. For that. So that's it. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Are we going to apply our tax rate or the no new revenue rate to this? Because our tax rate has been less than the no new revenue rate at times.
Right, it states here, as determined, let's see. The following will trigger a review of the terms of agreement. So if 5% change in the net book value for a single fiscal year, an increase or decrease of more than 5% in the pilot payment obligation compared to the previous year when the amount of the obligation is determined with the no new revenue rate as that term is defined, regardless of the final rate adopted by the council, if that makes sense. Does that answer
It
your?
doesn't make sense to me in this exact calculation. I don't think it makes sense to you either, but that's.
If there's a 5% change in either one of those, then we would review it and then we'd
have to
apply the
use
no.
no new revenue rate.
Right,
Which I
then we'd
assume was
use-
written presuming that our tax rate would exceed the no new revenue rate.
Right, but we wouldn't charge them
But
more.
in this case, our tax rate is less
Is
than the no
less,
new revenue rate.
that's correct.
So
Yeah,
my
so we
question
do
is-
our adopted tax rate.
Okay, okay.
Yes, so you would,
If you're
if we,
certain of that, well,
yes, yeah.
okay. Okay.
So we just use our adopted tax rate. If it's over the no new revenue rate, then if that's a 5% change, then
Okay.
we'd go back to the no new revenue rate, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But we haven't been there, so in the last couple of years, because we've been below the new revenue rate
know.
for the last several years. So we just use the adopted tax rate with
Okay.
them.
I understand. Any other questions? What is the pleasure of the council regarding this item?
Make a motion to approve.
For a second. Please vote. And it passes unanimously with all members present. Item 8A, consideration and action on a resolution authorizing change order number 13 with AP Gulf States in the amount of $102,800. Brett?
Yeah, Mayor, Council, good evening. So there's about 5 things on this change order. The biggest one is going to be the existing trail lights at the sports park that works around. Actually, I think there's an image on here. Yeah, kind of the second one down on the left-hand side. They're green concreted trail lights, and they're obsolete. And so part of that was going to be upgrading those to the more modern light fixtures. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Sorry about that. So it'd be upgrading those trail lights to match the new ones that are going to go out there on the event lawn. And then at Reese, we did resealed the existing concrete there, had them just to kind of protect it, that parking lot. So, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. And there's kind of update on the slides of where we're at. So,
Are you on schedule?
we are. So Reese, we punch the furniture tomorrow at Reese, and then our staff will start moving moving staff over there on next Monday.
I'm sorry, Ben, I think I interrupted.
It's all right. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What is it about these lights that makes them obsolete?
They're concrete, and then the foundations of them, it's just hard to, they're going to bust them out when they put in the new sidewalk, the new trail there. They're going to break them all.
I don't understand why being concrete makes them obsolete.
Well, like that fixture itself is going to be obsolete. So we can't replace, and we can't, if we break 4, we can't replace, we can replace 4, but they're going to look different than the rest of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we can't replace the ones that they're
Right.
in essence.
Oh, I see.
It's the same.
There's you can't get them anymore. Is that what you?
Correct.
Is that what you mean?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we can't get those existing fixtures anymore. So they would be a more modern one, but they would still be different. And this way it'll line up with all the new lights that we're putting in the parking lots and then the event lawn.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and with this change order, it's important to know that we are under budget and on schedule.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Okay, is there a motion regarding this item?
I make a motion to approve.
Okay,
Second.
please vote. Item 8A passes unanimously. Item 8B, consideration and action on a resolution authorizing an agreement with MH Civil for the installation of 2 30-inch line stops on the existing 27-inch water line from Tawakoni to install a new 30-inch butterfly valve on the same line. Robert?
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. The mayor said it all. I'm here to talk to y'all about installing these 2 line stops to the existing 27. What this is going to do is this is going to tie Reservoir 5 into the new 36-inch raw water line. And in order to do this, we have to install 2 line stops and then put the butterfly valve in so we can shut it off when we need to or open it up when we need to. So, but these line stops we have to put in because we can't get the water off of us.
Any questions? Okay, what is the pleasure of the council? It's item B.
Make a motion to approve.
Please vote. Item 8B passes unanimously. Item 8C, consideration and action on a resolution authorizing an agreement with Signature Automation LLC to provide hardware design services and programming for the new water treatment plant supervisory control data acquisition SCADA system. Robert?
Once again, like the mayor said, this is pretty much talking or trying to get a signature under contract to design the new SCADA system for the new water plant and then also program the same SCADA system. So it'll be exactly like the one that's at the current water plant.
Any questions? If not, is there a motion regarding this item?
Second.
Please vote. And item 8C passes unanimously.
Thank y'all.
Item 8D, consideration action on a resolution authorizing the approval of hotel occupancy tax funding agreements, hot tax, for fiscal 25-26. Stacy.
Good evening. Appreciate your consideration of passing the funding of $50,000 from the hot tax to be dispersed among these different groups. And they'll be hosting events that will draw people here and get hotel rooms and people buying gas and eating at restaurants and having a good time. So if you have any questions about the disbursement, this is a recommendation given by the Tourism Advisory Board. We met in October.
And they had presentations from all these entities.
Yes.
Any questions? Not, thank you, Stacy. And what is the?
Mayor, I'd like to make a recommendation to consider approval of the tourism board recommendations as presented.
Please vote. That item passes unanimously. Item 8E, consideration and action on a resolution authorizing a lease agreement extension between the City of Greenville and the Greenville Board of Development for the development of Farmers Market building located at 2205 Lee Street. Greg?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor and Council. I'm pleased to present to you a lease agreement with the Greenville Board of Development and the city on our Farmers Market restaurant building. Our board approved last meeting a couple weeks ago an agreement, not an agreement, but a proposed plan and structure a deal with Lee Street Fun for All LLC. It's a Cajun restaurant, and they would like a 10-year agreement with 2 5-year options on our restaurant. So we're here before you tonight asking for a master lease to match the sublease. So we can't execute the sublease until the master lease has been executed by the Board of Development and the city to extend our current lease, which expires in 2026. So I'm here to answer any questions.
Are there any questions? If not, what is the pleasure of the council regarding this item 8E?
Exciting. I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please vote. That is exciting news. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Passes unanimously.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Item 8F, consideration and action on a resolution authorizing a pipeline crossing agreement with Union Pacific Railroad Company at milepost 715.49 for the installation of pipeline to support the industrial pump station. Summer.
Yes, Mayor, thank you very much. If you remember, we awarded the industrial park project to Harper Brothers. Part of that project was for some water lines that would go to the Ridgecrest pump station and also to the industrial park pump station as well. And so in order to complete that, we're going to have to bore under the next 2 items that you see before you under two different spots at the railroad, same railroad. So there's similar agreements that are in your packets, but 2 different amounts that we're paying. We're paying about $6,400 for one of them and about $8,600 for the other to be able to bore underneath both of those railroads. We had some insurance requirements that we worked out with TML that got the right insurance requirements on the railroad, and so we're just asking to enter into this agreement with the railroad for both of these to complete that project. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
If there are no questions, what is the pleasure of the council regarding item 8F?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Please vote. And that item passes unanimously. Item 8G is the same. It's set for milepost 714.74.
That's correct. Same project, different price. The second one is actually for $8,600 to be able to bore under that railroad at that mile marker for the same project.
If there are no questions, is there a motion regarding this item?
Second.
Please vote. Sticky today. Okay, that item passes unanimously. Item AG passes unanimously. Item 8H, consideration and action on a resolution authorizing the purchase of 36,945 linear feet of 36-inch fusible pipe for the raw water line project from Underground Solutions USGI for the fixed price of $10 million, $10,547. Summer?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. If you guys will remember back when we sold bonds for the $100 million, which included a lot of different projects. It included the raw water line, some other projects like that. But we would like to, in the second offering of the bonds, which I will be coming back to council after the first of the year, to be able to connect not only the current reservoirs with the new plant, but the old plant with the new plant, and just connect everything that we have, so in case something goes down that we have redundancy, and we have it for a long time. And so included in that is about 6.99 miles of additional 36-inch fusible pipe, which we did not have in the original project. You guys approved the design of that with Bartlett and West, I think about 6 months ago. And so that is currently under design, but right now what we're asking you to do is approve basically the pre-purchase of that pipe. So we do have Sean Garcia with Aegeon or Underground Solutions to kind of explain that. I would like him to come up and kind of talk through kind of the negotiations of that, and then how we will be able to defer the payments of that pipe. Basically, what this will allow us to do is get our place in line and hold our place in line and lock this price in now, as opposed to waiting until we get 6 months down the road when we offer those bonds, or 3 months, even 3 months down the road, to get the actual money and waiting for that. So I would like him to kind of talk through that, if you don't mind, Sean.
Yeah, good evening, Mayor, Council. Good to see you guys again. We as the development design of the dual feed lines, the back feed lines from the existing reservoirs to the new plant, we've been working with Bartlett and West in this preliminary design. We know that a lot of the new infrastructure construction's coming up is at Q1-ish is kind of what it's tagged for.
Yes.
So we had spoken to Summer as these lines were being developed in such a large allotment of pipe, pre-purchase, all the same advantages of prior, with discounts. We were able to approach some of the extruders. We started negotiations in October. One of the extruders, it's actually the same extruder that extruded the raw water line. They actually are going down. They're shutting down through the months of December for maintenance. And the way these guys work, they're usually slow in the winter months. So they actually had a line come available. So it just so happened it was perfect timing. We have a large scale project that could fill that void for them. So of course, through those negotiations, they were able to offer us a pretty substantial discount. So that pipe is scheduled to start running come January 3rd when they fire back up. One of the most critical parts of the negotiation process was the financing side of it. So typically when you order pipe, once pipe hits the site, it's a 30-day net payment terms. We were able to negotiate to where if all of that pipe is made through January, February, March, all payment is deferred to April, to Q2. And that's to assist the city with any financial, just to kind of help out, if you will. So that was a large part of the negotiations as well. So we've got it pretty much locked in, lined out, ready to pull the trigger on it.
And it was the lowest pricing that we've had since we began the raw water line project.
Yeah, if you look back,
so.
starting, of course, we've all been, what's dating back to 2022, I think overall 30% down from most recent discounted pricing. It's about 10% discount, which equated to about $1 million discount off of the going current price.
Nothing's ever cheaper, is it?
It's gone down. It's gone down, actually, and we've been able to take it even further down. So.
Good. Any questions? Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you, guys.
If there are no questions, what is the pleasure of the council regarding this item 8H?
Make a motion to approve.
Please vote. And that item passes unanimously. Item 8I, consideration and action on a resolution authorizing release of retainage of 4% for completion of the installation of approximately 20 miles, 105,000 linear feet of 36-inch fusible PVC pipe for the raw water line and Lake Tawakoni raw water intake parallel header. Summer?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. This will be for the raw water line project. So if you'll remember, the reason I put the retainage, we typically put that on the consent calendar, but I wanted you guys to be aware that we are releasing 4% of their retainage, which we normally release the full retainage at 5% when the project is done, but they are complete with the actual raw water line project. And there is some seeding and things that we will do come springtime that we're not able to do right now because it'd be pointless because it is wintertime. So there are a few little things like that, but we feel confident enough to release this 4% because as you guys just awarded MH Civil that current project, they're also working on another project that hopefully you guys approve in the next item that John will bring to you guys. So we're confident that they're not going to run off if we do release this 4% retainage. We are still holding the 1% retainage for the change orders that you guys approved, which was for the connections to the south plant from the current raw water line and then the connections to the reservoir. Not the 7 miles that Sean just talked about, but those connections that will connect to that. You guys did approve that already. So this is just asking for 4% retainage release, and that's it. And they've been really good contractors. Everything really responsive, and so we're very happy with them. So we don't have any reservations about releasing this.
Okay, are there any other questions regarding this? If not, what is the pleasure of the council regarding this item 8I?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Please vote. And this item passes unanimously. Item 8J, consideration and action on a resolution authorizing Instaform Technologies LLC to furnish all the labor, materials, equipment, and services necessary to reconstruct the East Loop 20-inch water line. Summer?
Actually, I'm going to give this one to John. His name was on the AR, so I'll let him present this one to you.
Hi, John.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a project that we are going to start doing, replacing the 20-inch concrete cylinder pipe south of Lee Street, past Division, just north of the Audie Murphy Museum property. We like to start replacing this because it's the most populated area, replacing this with PVC to a pipe that we can make repairs on in-house, compared to where now we cannot.
And this would, just as a FYI to add, this would be fusible.
Yes, ma'am.
So this would be fusible. So we're trying to establish the point where all of our transmission lines, I don't know if you guys remember a couple of years, was that 2 years ago in June? That line did.
In the same area.
In the same area, that line did go down, which knocked out about half of our city in a very critical time. And so we're really trying to get all of our larger transmission lines to that fusible piece where it's less likely to break in that instance and more reliable. So that's kind of phase one of this project. And this was included in the first bond offering. So the funding for this was included.
Roughly, what's the schedule for that in that dense, part of that's a dense area?
It's already been designed. I think construction would probably be 9 months to 12 months from the start date.
Okay, any questions for John?
I have one question, just as a matter of information. How much disruption will there be in the water supply because of this?
All right, so this is the main transmission to the south side of town, the center point area. It'll be probably a few hours whenever we swap over the north and south points from those connections.
So it'll lay down in the trench with the existing pipe, and then you.
It'll be laid off probably 10 foot.
Okay, but nearby, and then.
Yes.
And then you switch it over. Okay.
There'll be valves in place, so it's just turn off, make the connection, turn it back on, and then the same if not at the same time for the south end.
Just asking because I'm going to get an email and
Oh, sure.
I want to know what to tell them.
I don't think it's going to really affect the amount of water going to the south side because the west loop will also be feeding that area.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, John. Any other questions? If not, is there a motion regarding this item?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Please vote. And that item passes unanimously. Item 8K, consideration
Appreciate
action on a resolution authorizing amendment number 2 to professional services agreement with Bartlett West for the design of the new 12 MGD water treatment plant.
Yep, thank you, Mayor. This is going to be amendment number 2 for the design of the new plant, which is, we're basically kind of waiting on TCEQ approval and Texas Water Development Board approval before we go out to bid. There was some items on that came up during the design process that he could not, that Lee apologizes he could not be here tonight, but that he apologized that he could not get on the original scope of work that we did a couple year, or about a year ago, or at least. So there was some additional work. If you look in the scope of work, there's about, I think, 11 things, but there was some things that TxDOT required, redesign of all the main water lines. Juice had requested some things. The city requested to include the design of a future pump station for Reservoir 7, which we didn't have in the original scope of work. I know we did that. So there was a few of those kind of things that we included in there. So this is just basically, they've designed all that, and this is just basically compensating them for that additional design work that was requested in addition to the original scope of work.
Any questions? Is there a motion regarding this item? 8K. Okay.
Second.
Please vote. And that item passes unanimously. Item 8L, consideration and action on a resolution appointing or reappointing persons to serve on the Greenville Board of Development and naming a chairperson for the Greenville Board of Development. The committee met today, and we have a recommendation for the council.
That's true. Yes, committee did meet today. We, not just for this board, but for several others as well, and we got to interview several really what we think are talented individuals. We're excited about these board appointments. Really good assets for the boards in the future. So regarding this one, for the GBOT appointments, the chair appointment would be Holly Gray, and place 1 would be Keith Ozarowski, place 2 Craig Jurgers, and place 3 Frank Stevenson.
And Frank is a reappointment on his second term.
Sir.
Okay, are there any questions regarding this item? If not, what is the pleasure of the council regarding this item 8L?
Make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Please vote. Okay, and that item passes unanimously. Item 8B, the committee also met. We have probably 6 or 7 other boards that we met on, and we have recommendations and appointments for those various boards, and TJ will be giving you that also. So,
Yes, right. This is a continuation. So I'll start with the library board, where the chair will be Rachel Lewis. Place 5 appointment would be Jeanette Rowland. Place 6 appointment would be Vicki Thomas. Place 7 reappointment would be Roger Livingston. With Parks and Rec, that chair would be Mandy Stewart. With Planning and Zoning, that chair would be Bernice Reeves Brown. Place 4 would be reappointment Karen Bates. Place 5 would be an appointment Denisha Denny. Place 6 would be an appointment of Austin Cooper. For Substandard Structures Board, that chair would be Glover George. We'd do a reappointment with James Evans in place 2. reappointment, place 3, Barry Gluck, and then place 4, David Gibson would also be a reappointment. For the Civil Service Board, that chair would be Tim Dooley. Place 2 would be an appointment of Sam Reed. For the TERS Board, that chair would be Sue Ann Harding. And then we're going to make one change to the Main Street Board. That chair would be Robert Hall. Place 4 would be Terry Simmons. Place 5 would be Natalie Peggs. And we are going to add a position, add a future position in Amanda Scott to, that's an appointment that we're going to enlarge that board.
Thank you. A lot of work there. Are there any questions or comments regarding these committee assignments? We did have a robust list of about 15, 18 applicants for various boards, and that's very impressive. We don't always have people to fill these boards, so it was very good. A lot of very, very capable people, and very positive. So, what's the pleasure of the council regarding this item?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Please vote. And that item passes unanimously. I'd like to ask the city secretary to read the consent calendar, please.
City Council meeting minutes from November 11th, and a resolution approving final pay to Texana Land and Asphalt for the 2025 street project, a resolution approving final payment to Texana Land and Asphalt for the 2025 mill and overlay street project, and a resolution approving contracts with non-governmental agencies for the fiscal year 25-26.
Okay. Any questions regarding those items? If not, what is the pleasure of council regarding the consent calendar? The motion, is there a second?
Second.
Please vote. That item, the consent calendar, passes unanimously. There are no city staff, city council reports, city council discussion of proposed agenda items. Are there any items council members would like to bring before the council for future discussion? I have an item. I'd like to address the lighting in downtown. The Christmas parade, there are areas where there just isn't, really aren't even street lights. I think there are lights there. Some of the lights are out. I'd like to address that, and if necessary, include it in next year's budget to try to get a little more light on at least on the route, the parade route.
Are you talking about street lights or pedestrian lights? There's two different things.
Talking about overhead street lights.
Okay, street lights we can address this budget year, and we can get those addressed now.
Okay, well,
if you're talking about pedestrian lighting, then that would
no.
We'd either have to add some new or. But if you're talking about streetlights, then we can address that.
Doesn't Juice service those lights?
They do, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'll have Keith.
So they just need a reminder, maybe?
Well, no, we report it to them, and then they will fix it for us. So we'll report it to them, and I'll have them check. I'll have Keith check that out for us.
Are there areas where there aren't any street lights, though?
We can look at that too.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I just think it would be better, and from a safety perspective, to light that up a little more.
Are you talking about like kind of Lee, Washington, surrounding areas? I mean, what do you want us to look at? It's a pretty big downtown, so.
Very well. Well, it is very, huh? It was dark, and whatever, if you plan to continue that parade route, which I assume you do, even though you had, what'd you have, 150?
Well, we might have to, there was a lot of entries, so we might have to switch that up in the future.
Yeah.
King Street, okay.
I just think it needs to be.
We'll look at it.
You know, when we were going around, it's really dark.
Okay.
It's fine when there's Christmas.
Yeah.
So could I follow up on that?
It was turn.
Could I follow up on that? You just mentioned Christmas lights. Could we also just consider possibly seasonal, maybe Christmas lighting in that area as well.
Would
Maybe
it-
just around like area where the parade route would be, or maybe just downtown Christmas lighting. It's not much Christmas lighting area that we were on as you were going down through the Christmas
Like for
parade.
the city to install? Is that what you're kind of talking about?
Could we? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Can the
that's-
city
anything's
can the
possible.
city put Christmas lights up downtown?
Sure, we sure can.
Celebrate it?
Yeah, we sure could. We'll figure out a way.
Okay. Could we
We'll
just talk about it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Great. Well,
No, we're not. But
yeah.
it'd be nice. Start.
Okay, any further discussion on that item? Are there any other items you'd like to bring before the council? There being none, I'll move to, there are no boards and commission minutes before you tonight. We are going into executive session, and we expect there will be a vote coming out of executive session. So thank you for being here. We'll be back in a few minutes, I think. Back in order. And let the record reflect it's 7:09. Is there a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I have a motion. I move that the council approve a resolution approving a property purchase from Robert Bauman for a water line easement in exchange for a purchase price of $4,292 and authorize the city manager to finalize and sign all paperwork associated with closing of that transaction.
Are there any questions regarding this motion? I mean, is there a second, first of all?
Second.
Are there any questions? Not, please vote. And that item passes unanimously. Is there a second motion?
Yes, Mayor. I move that the council approve a resolution approving a property purchase from Biju Onani, Titus John, Matthew Ninan, and Sheffy John for a water line easement in exchange for a purchase price of $6,500 and authorize the city manager to finalize and sign all paperwork associated with the closing of that transaction.
Is there a second? Second. Any questions regarding this motion? If not, please vote. And that motion passes unanimously, and thank you for coming tonight. This meeting is adjourned.